Dan Karcher back here in Nashville. Our guest tonight is the Assistant General Manager for the Milwaukee Brewers, Gord Ash. And Gord, a belated Happy Canada Day to you. How are things going?
Well, things are going okay. We've had better seasons, of course, and we had hoped for a better season here with the Sky Sox. But, we played better here the last 30 days or so and look for better things in the next couple of months.
What are your thoughts on this new ballpark here in Nashville?
It's nice. It's not quite finished yet, so it'll be interesting to see what it looks like when all the surrounding development is put in place. But they got plenty of space inside the ballpark, and certainly the playing field looks good. It's a big ballpark. I'm not sure that the intention was to create a pitcher-friendly park, but clearly it looks like it is. And once they get all of this area done and finished, I'm sure it'll be a first-rate facility.
Well, big changes or a big change for the parent team this year with Craig Counsell replacing Ron Renicky as the skipper of the big league ball club. Gord, how has that impacted the organization so far?
Well, I think very positively, and Ron did a good job for us. But we felt like as we finished last year and entered this year, that something wasn't quite clicking. And you look at the manager and the leadership and see if you can make an adjustment there. And Craig's been with us in the front office for the last couple of seasons. I think he understands some of the inner workings now a little more than he did, certainly as a player, and that gives him a well-rounded knowledge when you're working on the field and you have that kind of background and knowledge. I think it helps. And he's a good communicator. He's not that far removed from playing, so I think he can still relate to the players, and it's been a positive change for us.
Well, with the trading deadline looming here in another month or so, and like you said, the big league team not off to the kind of start you would have liked. What's the objective now for the Brewers?
We will want to continue to win as many games as we can. That's clearly the directive from ownership and from Doug Melvin, to continue to compete and win as many games as we can. But at the same time, we're going to look at some of those veterans with some limited contract time left and see if we can upgrade the team. There's no requirement for salary dump, so this is not going to be just trade players to get rid of them. This is going to try and make our team better, just not only now but in the long term as well.
Well, good news for the organization. The AA team, Biloxi, winning the first half title. Despite a lot of challenges, they had to start the season on the road. I think 50-plus games on the road before they were able to play their first home game in their brand-new ballpark. Gord, talk about what that team was able to accomplish this year.
Yeah, it's a very talented team. Most of our prospects are centered there, and that not by design, just happened to be the way they all came together. And we've decided, for the most part, to try and leave that team intact and have them play together and win together. And you're right, 50 games on the road, 50-plus games on the road is a tall order. They've got a good staff there, experienced staff, and they've been fairly upbeat most of the year. And getting into the new home, I certainly give them another lift, I believe. We were able early in the year to let them go to Biloxi and take a look at the ballpark, so they knew what what the payoff was going to be at the end of the road. So I think that helped too. Pitching's been very good there. We've had some pretty good hitting, and we're starting to trickle up a few prospects here and there, and that probably will continue over the final 2 months here.
Visiting with Gord Ash, Assistant General Manager for the Brewers here on Sky Sox Warmup from Nashville. One of those guys that got called up to the Sky Sox is infielder Yadiel Ribeira, rated the 13th best prospect in the organization by Baseball America. How do you think he's done in making that transition from AA to AAA so far?
Well, he's done exceedingly well. He got a half a season of AA in last year, and then a couple of months this year. So you don't necessarily like to rush players, and it might have been better for him to stay at AA maybe a couple of more months. But he's up for the challenge. He plays winter ball in Puerto Rico. He could play second, short, and third, probably best at short. And there's a pop in that bat. You don't see it all the time, but it's in there. And he's got a quick bat and loves to work, loves to learn, and this is a great atmosphere for him to soak in and take advantage of some of those opportunities.
And the Brewers are blessed with a lot of good talent up the middle right now when it comes to their infielders. And the guy we hear a lot about, of course, is Orlando Arcia, one of the top prospects in the organization. if you can maybe divulge some information, I mean, is there any chance he might see some time here with the Sky Sox?
Well, you're right. We got an abundance of middle infielders with Sardinas here and Rivera here. I don't think we'll see that happen. Arcia plays the game with a lot of flair. He can hit. Good extra base hitter, great defender, he's got a good arm, got a great instinct for the game, fun player to watch. But our plans right now are not to move him and let the two that are here, Sardinas and Rivera, share that workload.
Another young man who made the trip here to the Colorado Springs with the Sky Sox from AA is Kyle Wren, outfielder, Frank's son. So far, he's been a nice addition to the ball club. What does he bring to the table as far as you're concerned? Speed,
something we don't have a lot of. He's a good defender. He's aggressive on the bases. Takes good chances, smart chances. Not a power hitter. He's a guy that puts the ball in play. Has a good on-base percentage. He also played the last half of AA with Atlanta last year and the first half this year. So he had a full AA season, and we just wanted to send him to this level and challenge him and see what he's capable of.
Gord Ash, my guest, assistant general manager for the Brewers. Just a few more questions for him. A guy who's just been phenomenal all year is Tyler Cravy, the right-hander who was just announced as being selected to the AAA All-Star team for the Pacific Coast League. He's been extremely consistent for the Sky Sox. His splits are outstanding, and his major league debut wasn't bad either there against the Cardinals. Talk about his evolution, how he's come along.
Well, he's done this himself through hard work and perseverance. Wasn't a high round draft choice and was injured for a good chunk of last year. Went to winter ball to prove himself healthy. Came into spring training, showed well, and he's a guy that just keeps every time he goes out there, proves himself and his abilities. And he's got a deceptive delivery, a little bit different. The hitters, I don't think, get a good look at him, but whatever it is that he's using, it works, and we're very pleased with the progress he's made.
Now, a guy who's another prospect in the organization had a setback with Tommy John surgery is Johnny Hellweg. I understand he has started the comeback process. How's that coming along for him?
He's done well. He's to his second level now. He's going to pitch tonight in Florida State League and probably move to AA here in the next short while, and with a goal of getting him here to Colorado to finish off the season and hopefully get him some kind of opportunity in the fall to continue making up for lost innings. But he was a Pacific Coast League Pitcher of the Year a couple of years ago, so we're hoping for big things from him.
Now, we talked about at the beginning of the year the effect the altitude might have on the organization, having just moved your AAA team to Colorado Springs. Almost 3 months in, Gord, what's the mindset of the organization now when it comes to having their AAA team playing in that kind of environment?
Well, it is what it is, clearly. I mean, it's nothing we can do to change it. But I think if looking back on it in hindsight, I don't think we were probably as prepared in April as we could have or should have been. Just not in terms of doing anything other than just being in the right mindset and understanding the effects that altitude might have just on your physical conditioning, on your breaking ball. Not, everybody got so focused on home runs and how far the ball travels. I don't think the statistics bear that out as much as the difficulty the pitchers had adjusting to that environment. And of course, I know it was unseasonably cold and a lot of tough weather early in the season. But I think as time has marched along here, I think we're better prepared, better in terms of understanding that and accepting it and just reacting accordingly.
Well, listen, it's great to see you as always, and we thank you for the time.
My pleasure. Thank you.
That is Gord Ash, the Vice President, Assistant General Manager for the Brewers. And Sky Sox Warmup continues from Nashville right after this.